Things was never fair. I'd rather be this starving artist, experience life now at its farthest. One blue sky, we are under, torn and shred now, ripped asunder. The politics, war and famine. I thank God I'm still here jamming. Train your mind.
Ah! Can't get nothing to work. Spent the better half of 2 hours trying to figure out how it is that I can record a better video for my progression of that Diablo 2 character, but nothing I was trying to do was playing nice with me, folks. It was all playing dirty and against me. Dirty and against me. So, decided that I got a couple options here. Obviously, wait until I have my new computer built and set up before I do any more game recordings, or just continue to record with, an unacceptable viewing experience for my viewers. But I can't do that to you guys. I gotta have it be the highest quality possible. So that's what I'm trying to do. So maybe I'll just do a video of me building my computer next. Come on, lady. You pull out far enough so that nobody can see what else is going on around you? Jeez. So yeah, that's what I've spent the last 2 hours doing, is trying to get my OBS recording software to record Diablo 2 in an adequate manner. However, the best way to capture it that I could figure out was merely just, through screen capture, and it just leaves a flicker, like a blink, constant blink on the screen. And that's what ended up happening the last time that I recorded the game. So yeah, I'm gonna be building my gaming device. That's right, gaming device. Something never devised before for gaming by anyone else other than yours truly. It will be unique. It will be grand. It will be exquisite. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But just thought I'd post another little video drive around of me just ranting on things while I'm kind of in this hiatus. There's a blockade of technicality preventing me from doing what it is that I want. Working on moving that blockade. Got my pickaxe out, got my sledgehammer out, although if you watch my videos you saw how weak I am with those utensils, or at least that's what the Carney device said. I'm telling you, it was rigged, folks. I'd beat Superman at something like that. All he does is fly around all day. He's weak with the sledgehammer. I ain't even seen Thor use a sledgehammer as much as I have. That's right. But yeah, that device was rigged, folks. I'm telling you, the Carney pushes like a button or something and, allows it to ring the bell or some jacked up nonsense like that. But yeah. So, gonna be building me a new device, which will allow me to create better content and, create a more enjoyable experience for me and for my viewers. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the next little while. I'm going to be compiling a list of components to get a hold of, and then, putting all these components together. And man, traffic is a nightmare right now. Everybody must be getting out of school or starting to get off work or something like that. So, yeah. I was thinking, You know how a lot of people say your golden years are like later in life? It's like, you know, like your 70s or some jacked up age like that. I don't really think so. I think that that's like a misconception. It's like the only reason why those might even be conceived as like golden years is because if you've made it that far, then supposedly you're financially stable and you're able to, you know, go off and travel and explore and junk like that, right? So it's like financially those might be your golden years, but physically they're definitely not your golden years. It's like if finances were not in the picture, then definitely those would not be your golden years. So if like financially I was set, then I would be in my golden years right now. But it's like a sad truth, you know, that during our actual true golden years, we are actually really enslaved by the system working up for our false golden years, where it's like, you know, during the time where I could be off exploring and literally adventuring and, you know, my physicality wouldn't be something which would be blocking me from experience, you know, would allow me to literally adventure and explore and go around and just participate in, you know, a ton of different activities. But the so-called golden years, which everybody else ascribes to the term, is literally when you're becoming decrepit. And so I think that they're kind of confusing the fact that that's just the confines of this society. Like, if literally I wasn't confined to the fact that, you know, I'm kind of born and have to work my way up to being able to actually have the system work for me rather than me working for the system, and if I was to take full advantage of it or be able to take full advantage of it at any time, then indefinitely my golden years would not be later on in life. It would be pretty much right now, where I was physically capable to go and do anything. You know, not being restricted by finances, nor would I be restricted by, you know, anything of a physical aspect as well. But, you know, sure, later on, if you've made it that far, then you're probably most likely not going to be as restricted by finances. You know, you might still be in some sense, but you're definitely going to have physical barriers which present themselves which weren't in your way before. So it's like the whole age in which most people prescribe to being the best years of your life really aren't. Really, they're like just the downward spiral into like futility and fatality, where, you know, I heard somebody once say it, the only thing golden about your golden years is your pee. But if we were to merely break down the barriers of finance and ascribe the term to literally the peak of our physicality, then definitely the golden years are something which the majority of my viewers are already taking part in. So yeah, gotta be taking care of priorities. Priority numero uno, which is staring into the screen right now, my physical form, and I need sustenance. My fridge is starting to look a little barren. It's a wasteland. I have nothing to fuel the bod. So I'm at the store. See that? Smiley face. Because we got rollback prices. Everyday low prices. Gatorade. And this is the best yogurt ever. Nusa. Burritos. This looks good. Give me that chorizo. Sasike. Chorizo tres. Little dino legs with brown sugar plus good source of vitamin D and calcium and iron. I must have. Nummy, 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 nummy. Must have the paste. If you get any other kind of cheese, you obviously don't make pasta that much. No other apples will cut it, folks. Pink lady all the way. And that's a week. Pretty devoid of snacks, but it'll do, pig. It'll do. Oh yeah. And if you're thinking, hey Austin, I thought you were somebody who adhered to, you know, the food pyramid, where your veggies at. Well, if you really have to know, I have more veggies at the house, in the freezer, awaiting my arrival and awaiting for the time in which they'll be consumed. Don't worry about me, y'all. Worry about worrying about me, because you don't need to worry about me, because I got it all under control. Got our food right there. Let's back to the Casa Villa. I told that golden year argument to my brother, and he was like, well, some people, you know, he's always about respecting the opinions of others. And, you know, he's like, some people may not enjoy the same things that you do, and, you know, when they get old and are that age, they have their kids and their grandkids, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, kids? Why would you give up your best years to perpetuate a never-ending cycle of pain, folks? That's right. What's up, everybody? Shouldn't start talking yet because I don't even have my screen recording up. But been spending the last 3 hours looking at PC builds, and I think I finally came to conclusions on what it is I'm gonna build, how it is I'm gonna build it, where it is I'm gonna order it from. And that's what this video is about. I got really frustrated trying to do everything from my, you know, outdated 2009 MacBook Pro. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been a great computer for me. But, you know, it's finally time for me to upgrade a little bit. For a time there, I did have a gaming PC, but this time I am going to actually build my own. So that's what I've been doing, is looking at all these build things and crunching numbers, crunching prices, and figuring out all of that stuff. So if anybody's interested in this project, this is what it is that I'm doing. I'm deciding to go with this mini trash can looking case. I was thinking it might be kind of cool to build my own case out of wood. I'm very handy with wood, and back home I have a shop, and, you know, on the lathe I could probably lathe something out like this and build all the grooves necessary for me to be able to insert everything, you know, and chop off edges to have flat recesses for things to reside within. But after sleeping on it, I decided that that just, you know, was something that I didn't want to invest even more time into. I figured that, you know, it would be worth it. I would probably, be quite invested in getting some nice wood material to even do that in the first place. So I decided to go with this iMagic Pi Mini. And I went around and I really wanted to do something cylindrical, which is compact, but nothing extremely hardcore, something which, is still somewhat of a fitting price. This PC is still going to end up even being cheaper probably than my MacBook Pro originally cost. But just, everything updated, and it's going to be a learning experience for me, and kind of something fun to put my time and effort into and allow me to further what it is that I'm trying to do at this moment in my life. So we got this iMagic Pi case, got this Intel Core i7, the Asus ROG Maximus, the Zotac low profile graphics card. I saw a guy do kind of a similar build, and he ended up having to cut a portion of the case to fit in his GPU, and I'm going to try to avoid that problem. I looked at the measurements online and saw that this one was significantly smaller. I'm willing to give up a little bit of, processing power, to have something that's aesthetic, so that's kind of what I'm doing here with that. Then we have this RAM that we got going on, power supply, some fans, memory, liquid cooling, of course, the Microsoft, and then this monitor. I do currently have a mouse, and thinking about it, I'm gonna have to get a keyboard. I've literally had a laptop for so long that it's like things like that just space my mind when it's like I think about computers nowadays, because it's just there, it's already there. So additionally to this list, I'm gonna actually have to put on a keyboard. Why not do that right now? So I've actually gone through and ran kind of like a preliminary simulation to see if everything can work fluidly together. Some of the builds I was watching people do, they got all their parts and put things together, and then things don't work together. So that's what this website allows you to do, PC Part Picker. You go through and you list all your parts and get everything on there and see if it can work fluidly as a structure. I don't think that I'm going to need anything too extreme here. Let's see what the rest of humanity thinks. Gaming is supposed to be something that's connecting us all, so if I'm too off in the woods, then I'm not going to be able to play with anybody, because the way that I see the world won't allow me to connect. So let's see how everybody else is connecting with each other. I'm looking at ratings, I'm looking at price, and name too, Poseidon. Let's see what this bad boy looks like. Looks pretty basic. I'm trying to do everything off Amazon just to keep it, somewhat like cohesive, so that it's like I'm not just spread out all over the place waiting for things to come in. I could probably save a couple bucks doing that, but sometimes it's hard to put a project together when your mind is like so scatterbrained. The same goes for doing this as well. So it's like I'm trying to keep everything, in one piece, so to speak. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna add this one. Gaming keyboard. Let's copy that over to my window here. And there we go. We can obviously test and make sure that this fits and works with what I've got going on already. Check that off and add it there. And there we go. Compatibility check. No issues or incompatibilities found. The biggest challenge is obviously going to be fitting it into that small case. But in terms of hardware, everything should function as a unit. So yeah, total price comes out to $1339.98. So it is, still quite an extensively expensive computer, I would say, but hopefully it's something that I can carry around with me for a long time if I take care of it well, like my MacBook here, which has lasted me for 8 years since I got it, and it still functions and performs pretty much as like a work computer, as much as I want to do in regards to any form of work. And in terms of a media processing unit, it still functions fairly well in that end also. For instance, in regards to Photoshop or iMovie or GarageBand or what have you, in terms of that, it functions very well. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to commit to this and purchase all these goods. So the next time you see me, hopefully I'll be putting this bad boy together.
Up is soft today, and baby everyone feels fake. Somewhere I lost a piece of me, smoking cigarettes on balcony. But I can't do this alone, sometimes I just need a light. If I call you on the phone and you're on the other side, so when your tears fall down your pillow like a river, I'll be there for you, I'll be there for you. When you're sleeping, but they only hear you whisper, I'll be loud for you, I'll be loud for you.
Train your mind, now hear my words. Twitter paid in little birds. If you've kept up with all my posts, then your life's just like a ghost, already dead in the machine. The screen and life, one's in between.